Sarah, again. She probably just wants to talk about Jake. I am so sick of hearing about him. It's Sarah again. Maybe it is something important. Oh, hey, Sarah. Yeah, sorry I didn't answer my phone earlier. It was on silent. Oh, yeah, I can come over. I've got nothing else going on. Are you okay? You sound down. It's not Jake still, is it? Sarah, he was such a loser. I mean, he was always putting you down and he was constantly cheating on you. He's not even worthy of all this crying. Okay. A night of Haagen-Dazs and chick flicks. Perfect. Bye. I swear, that girl is such a drama queen sometimes. I now present Sarah. Last night, Sarah took her life. I was supposed to go over to her house at 8, but she had locked herself in her bathroom at 7:30. She took with her a small knife from the kitchen. I imagine she had pictured this situation a million times. She was probably thinking about her ex-boyfriend, Jake. It was a really bad breakup. Or maybe it was her trouble with money. I knew her rent was past due. After standing there for a long time, she took the knife and slit one wrist. I knocked on the front door at 8. There was no answer. The door was open, so I let myself in. I wonder if she heard me. I always just let myself in when I go over to her house, so I climbed the stairs to go find her. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. That was when I saw the bathroom light on. I knocked. There was no noise. I remember that deafening silence. So I called her name. Sarah, are you in there? I got cookie dough. I pushed gently on the door. It wasn't closed all the way. I figured she was just drying her hair after taking a shower. But it only opened a few inches. She had pulled a drawer out closest to the door, preventing it. Preventing me from seeing her and getting in there to her. But I could still see her. I could still see her just standing there. Staring at her wrist. Watching the blood flow down her arm. There was so much red. Red running down her arm in a graceful trickle, forming a perfectly round puddle on the floor. I just stared at that puddle, and I stared at her. I was so stupid, scared, confused. Sarah, what are you doing? Sarah, why are you bleeding? Sarah, this is not funny. Sarah, let me in. Sarah, let me in, now. She just looked at me. She raised the knife and slit the other wrist.
The drawer
She fell slowly to the ground. Gracefully. I could see her eyes. They were just staring at me. Then they started to glaze over. I called 911. But they were too late. I should have listened to her. I should have listened to her, but I was too busy, too absorbed in myself to listen. I never knew she was in such pain. You know those friends who are always on the edge? That was Sarah. But I didn't know it was this bad. But I did know. I knew she was in trouble. Maybe that's why she wouldn't let me stop her. She felt as if I had deserted her. Sarah, get over him. He's such a loser. We can go to a bar anytime and find someone as good, if not better. Trust me. Maybe she thought I didn't care before. That I didn't care now. I know, honey. But you can only spend what you have. Maybe your dad's right. Maybe you do need to find a way to pay your own rent. Most of us do. She thought she was alone. She just wanted someone to talk to. And she had called me 3 times that day. And I let it go to voicemail twice. I was busy. I would have listened, Sarah. I would have listened. I'm sorry. I had my own problems. I should have been there, Sarah. If only I had gotten there half an hour earlier. If only I had listened to her. Sarah took her life last night. And I think it was my fault. Thank you.